Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect and the 1/3 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Alright. I'm the brother Mataza from the GMS Chicago camp, back with a quick lesson. And this lesson is concerning and of course, speaking to myself first and foremost, this lesson is concerning always controlling our anger. Alright? No matter what the situation may be, whether it's a situation at your job or with your woman, or just an individual you might meet on the street, or, whatever. Alright? Because we see that these demons are ramping up on these people. And as the scripture says, the love of many is waxing cold. Alright? So it's very important the way we react to certain situations. Alright? And never forget that you're not considered a pussy, or you're not considered a bitch just because you choose to walk away or take the low when you're in a situation, when you're arguing with another individual, or with an individual trying to start an argument with you. Alright? This is Proverbs 20:3. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. Alright? And I'm going to read that in the NLT. Avoiding a fight is a mark of honor. Only fools insist on quarreling. So, a lot of us in this truth, we come from poverty, we come from the hood, we come from environments where you gotta always try to show that you're tough, or that you don't take no crap from nobody. We were all taught to grow up like that. Even with the music that we listen to on some of these rap albums. But when you come in this truth and you learn that that's being a fool, alright? Being able to take the low in the situation, alright? Or being able to just walk away. As the scripture says, it is an honor for a man to cease from strife. So that's an honor, alright? And how you react in a situation, how you respond in a situation, can determine the outcome of the whole situation. I always say that, alright? Matter of fact, this is Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Alright? And I'm going to read that in the NLT. A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. And we can all agree with that. Alright? We can all agree with that. We've all been in arguments before, and you're going back and forth, or we've seen arguments where they're going back and forth, and then all of a sudden it's fist throwing, all right? And in these days, a lot of cases, it's people pulling out guns, all right? And that whole situation could have been avoided if one of the individuals replied with a soft answer. That's why it says a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Okay? So how we respond in a situation could definitely determine the outcome. This is Psalms 37:8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. All right? In the NLT, stop being angry, turn from your rage, do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. Okay? So that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm doing this lesson, because even myself, I'm realizing that the scriptures say oppression make a wise man mad. So we're going to be mad a lot of times, and we're going to be angry. All right? But how we control that anger is the main thing that we need to learn. All right? And that's where the scriptures come in. This is 1 Peter 2:23. First Peter 2:23. Who, when he was reviled not again; when he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. All right? He did not retaliate when he was insulted, nor threatened revenge when he suffered. He left his case in the hands of God, who always judges fairly. All right? But the point is, it's okay to take the low to deflect a situation. All right? We have to trust that the Lord will judge that individual, and the Lord righteously will. All right? None of us get away with anything. So, just because you don't see a person get judged right before your eyes doesn't mean that person is not going to get a judgment, And that's why it's okay not to, react in a carnal way. There's going to be times where you're going to want to put hands on an individual, but by not doing so, you're a wise man. All right? The Lord will judge that individual for whatever he did, especially if he did it to a man of the Lord. Okay? So we can't be carnal and just trust that the Lord, is going to fight for us and judge for us. All right? And we have to really, really believe that. All right? I got, matter of fact, Proverbs 18:6. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. Okay? A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. Okay? So, you got to remember, a lot of these people got demons on them, so you're going to have an individual possibly, try to start a fight with you with his words and stuff. All right? But you have to know what you're dealing with, all right? And his own words is going to be his own words is going to be his own destruction. You know? We have to move and think wisely at all times. All right? That's why it says a fool's mouth is his destruction. Okay? So, hey, person want to run their mouth, let them run their mouth. All right? Let them run their mouth, because hey, they're only bringing destruction to themselves. All right? But we don't have to react off of another individual's words, okay? Especially when they're just trying to stir up a confrontation. All right? So, you know, that's why it says a fool's lips enter into contention. All right? And his mouth calleth for strokes. Okay? So hey, they want to, you're gonna have individuals coming up to the line trying to start fights and all that. We can't react carnal. We can't react carnally all the time. You know, there's been times, of course, where brothers have gotten into fights, but for the most part, we got to be wise, because we are the examples. We are the ambassadors for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, we're supposed to be showing these people how to react with wisdom. All right, I got one more scripture. This is Proverbs 16:32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. All right, in the NLT, better to be patient than powerful, better to have self-control than to conquer a city. So, controlling our anger, having self-control it's really a superpower. All right, especially living in a world full of frustration, frustration and anger. All right, and patience as well. And patience takes a lot of meditation. I'd advise brothers to meditate more frequently. Even though we're always meditating on this word, but just to meditate, period, more often is definitely good for the spirit. All right. So hopefully this was an edifying lesson. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.